Yeah, that keeps me in there for an extra half hour. This is it, totalitarian states, okay? This is what it looks like. This is what it looks like, okay? They also share the same philosophy, and that is what? The philosophy of the common good, okay? The individual is selfish. Yeah, it's all for the common good. What else? The Spartan present. Austerity. Austerity. Hey, you're too fat, right? You know, you use too much. You eat too much. You drive too much. You think too much. That's right. That's the Spartan present. And what else do they all have? The vision of the glorious future. Oh, it's going to be so good. We're all living at Smart Grove in the center of town and riding our bike through the snow. And there goes the train. Ooh, the train just didn't go by because they never did build it. But hey, that's because we completely collapsed economically because we were trying to build it. And it didn't happen, right? Terror. What else do they have in common? Terror. Terror. Ooh, the war on terror is a war on you. And you know it. Oh yeah, me and my socks. I'm really a big threat to the nation. That's it. Revolution's bad for business. Except you know what? We're not revolutionaries. We are patriots.
Yeah.
That's right. So, hey, check it out. Communism, Nazism, fascism, and this is fascism. Public-private partnerships, this is fascism, okay? Call it out. This is what it is. It's treason. It's fascism. It's all for the fatherland. It's all for the homeland. It's all for the homeland, right? It's all for the common good as defined by your rulers. So, who's doing it to you? Now, Jim's right. It's up there in the stratosphere, but it's right down here, right now. Now, let me just tell you, smart meters, gas meters, they are not just gas and electric meters, they will be water meters. They are rolling out water meters, smart meters on your water. The smart grid is a gigantic information tracking and control system designed to control every aspect of your energy usage and the internet. This is it. And, of course, your health records, right? You've got no privacy. Privacy? What are you, hiding something? So, who's doing it? Talk about the Nazis, okay? Siemens Corporation. Right before, this is a German corporation, right before World War II, they were nearly bankrupt until what? Until Hitler provided them with slave labor from the concentration camps. Siemens Corporation is a huge player in Agenda 21, smart growth, sustainable development. Just ask them. It's all over their stuff. They what? They make high-speed rail, they make light rail, they are in water. They, in fact, own the United States' largest water company, U.S. Filter. They are in the grid. They funded Growing Smart. Remember that? They are connected. They are part of this. What else? Who else? IBM. IBM is in the smart grid business. They're also in what? Remember? They were the ones who made the computers for Hitler so that he could track everybody. You know those numbers, the tattoos? They were not, you know, you're number 1, you're number 2, you're number 3. It was, where were you going? Where were you coming from? Who are you? That was on your arm. Now, IBM did that. They made those computers for Hitler. They made that possible. This is a dream, isn't it? Yeah. Now, what are they doing now? They're making biometrics to identify you with your eye. You want to speed through the airport like a VIP? Oh yeah, you just look at the thing. That's coming. I won't be traveling too much pretty soon, because I'm not going to be doing that. Okay? Or without some women. Well. policing, that's under the Department of Justice. They'll tell you that's about, getting rid of graffiti, but it's about knock and talk and weed and seed. Weed and seed. People. Knock and talk. Code enforcement ambassadors. Who else? B of A. Check this out. You can see this. It's ugly. It looks like Smart Girl. This is... Yeah, oh my goodness, yeah, I know. It looks like everywhere, it looks like everywhere. This is removing the roadblocks, how to make sustainable development happen now. B of A through the American Bar Association, all right? What else? Here's Texas, okay? Promoting smart growth, Texas style. Texas Transportation Institute of the Texas A&M University System, right? This was back in, 2003 or something. What do they say in here? This is Texas A&M. They say they want to discuss how to change mindsets to encourage acceptance of smart growth. This is social engineering, you guys. This is what it looks like. Social engineering, behavior modification, from pre-kindergarten to postgraduate school and beyond. And if you're not in school, well, so what? Because they're going to be doing it through the newspaper, which is owned, those papers, all of your information systems are owned by 5 huge corporations, right? All of this stuff is being implemented with willing participants who are getting the money. So who else? Hey, here's the university, UCLA, 509 courses in sustainability. You can get your master's degree in organizational development, and it says, let's see, what can you do? You are going to be able to influence and make change. Be a change agent. Central Texas Sustainability Indicators Project. Volunteerism. This is what they monitor. Volunteerism, neighborliness. Well, I don't know if you're being all that neighborly. I mean, you're not going along to get along. Now, how neighborly is that? And have you done your mandatory volunteering yet? They really call it that. I'm not making that up. Mandatory volunteering. Just put that together. Doesn't that sound like slavery? Right? Mandatory volunteering. Now you think it's just picking up trash when you get busted for something. You're in a little orange suit. But it'll be mandatory volunteering if you haven't, got a high enough GPA and you want to get into a college. You're going to have to do some volunteering. Or, pretty soon it'll be, you want to get your kid into Little League? Have you volunteered? They're going to be monitoring and managing and tracking volunteerism. Because remember, it's all for the common good, right? This is asset-based community development. You are the asset, and you will be managed and monitored with GPS and GIS, Global Positioning System, Global Information System. Have you volunteered? The Center for Sustainable Development at UT, the E3 Alliance for Central Texas. E3, that's a little trick, right? Because you know that E3, the 3 E's is environment, ecology, economy, and social equity. Those are the real 3 E's, but they trick you. See, because it's a little insider joke. E3 Alliance, cradle to career. P through pre-kindergarten through grade 16, change agents. Change agents. Change agents. What is this all about? Here's the American Planning Association. They know we're at war. They know we're at war. They put out a 12-week-long communications boot camp to retrain planners in how to deal with people like us who are speaking the truth about planning, about this plan. They say what? They want to inoculate elected officials. Inoculate. If you're an elected official in here, I suggest you go back to the planning department and see what you can do about laying those people off or having them. That's right. Because you know what? You're not working anyway. You know why? Because they're there to keep you from developing your property. in using your property. And not only that, but you are paying for consultants to bring these plans in so that there's plausible deniability. What else? On Common Ground, National Association of Realtors. It's all about smart growth, how to get smart growth in. HEALS, healthy eating, active living. This is not about jogging, this is about rezoning your town so that it's all about smart growth. That's what it is. Lawyers, consultants, planners, big business, bike coalitions. Bike coalitions are the shock troops for Agenda 21. And they don't even know it. And that's what's really pathetic. Okay? The Lung Association, how about that? You're volunteering? Are you volunteering for a group you don't know what they do? You don't know who they are representing, really? You better reconsider that. The Lung Association has an advocacy wing for smart growth. So here I am. I'm getting down to it. I'm going to tell you what you can do about this. All right? Because there's a lot that we can do. And I don't blame you if you're feeling overwhelmed. Because who doesn't feel overwhelmed? This is an assault. It's an attack on us. It is a bloodless coup d'etat. It's actually an administrative coup d'etat. And it's happening right now. And remember, this is it here. Awareness is the first step in resistance. Awareness. You need to know that it's happening. You need to understand what it is and what it looks like. Identify it and call it out. Okay? That's why I gave you these flyers. These flyers are not for you to look at and throw out. These flyers are for you to make 100 copies of and get them out to your neighbors. Put them on porches. Don't try and hand them to people they don't want. Give them to them in the morning. When they come out, get their paper. It's right there. Or put it out somewhere where you're going to get it and see it. Because this information needs to be shared. There's no silver bullet. There is no silver bullet. So if you live in an area where you can't walk around, you're out there in the rural areas, you can make up postcards. They're a little expensive. You can get together with your friends, pay for them, and mail them out. The post office does this by zip code. You can just pay, right? Get the information out. We did this. We stopped a huge project with a flyer like this. A huge project. You can do it. Information is what is giving you power. You still can get out there and speak the truth without being arrested, unless you're at a city meeting where you have the microphone and you're talking the truth and there's cops ringing the walls, men with guns. Of course, here is probably everybody in the audience is government. But these government meetings are full, they're bringing in police officers now because they're afraid you're going to say something. Is this your country? Is this your nation? Okay, so here's what's happening right now. People are beginning to fight back all over the United States. This is happening now, and it's not just in the U.S., it's happening all over the world. In Alabama, the state of Alabama passed Senate Bill 477. It was signed into law by their governor. And that repudiates Agenda 21. And, Hickley, it says it is illegal. Well, hey, it says it's illegal to discriminate and to not give people their private property rights. Now, this is necessary to do these legislative rules and laws, but you know what? If you don't know what Agenda 21 looks like, then you're going to be putting that out there, and it won't mean anything because it doesn't come called Agenda 21 when it's in your town. It's your comprehensive plan. It's your Imagine Lockhart, right? It's Sustainable Places Project. And if you don't know it, then you're not going to be able to stop it. So you got to get in there. You got to wake up. You got to influence your elected officials. You have to share the information with them, and if they refuse to pay attention to you, you get rid of them. You take them out. And I don't mean with your guns, okay? I'm talking about you get elected, okay? And you know what? Don't think I don't know that a whole lot of people have white hair like me in this crowd. And all over the United States, I go and I speak, and a whole lot of the people are advanced in years. All right? Yeah, we'd rather be doing something else. We'd rather be hanging out. but not on our watch.
That's right.
Not on our watch. That's right. So what does it take? First of all, if you are volunteering for an organization, you investigate that organization, find out what it is, who's getting the money, and whether they support smart growth. Are they connected with ICLEI? Are they pushing Agenda 21? If they are, remove your support. Do not donate. Do not volunteer. Identify collaborators. You want to make wanted posters. You put wanted posters up. You say, hey, here's my guy. He's an elected official. He is on that regional board, and he will not acknowledge Agenda 21. Get him off there. If you've got, what you do is you look at who the voting members, the executive board is for CAPCOG, right? Council, what is it, Central Area Planning. Well, thank you. Yes, you look at who the voting board is, and there's like 10 or 20 or 30 people or whatever is on that board. You identify who's on there, and then you get together with your pals. This is a nice big group of people. You get together and you say, okay, who's weak? We're going to take him out. We're going to make an example of Joe. Because we have gone to Joe and told him what this is about, and he has mocked us, told us to go home and not bother with this crazy stuff. And we are going to make Joe an example of our power. We are going to show ourselves and our nation that we have power. And then we're going to go after Joe, and we are going to recall Joe from office. Okay? You recall Joe. Now, people see those signs, recall Joe, they're like, whoa, look what Joe did. Boy, Joe's really messed up, right? Whether you get him out or not, you have really shown the fear of God to these people. You let them know we do not want regionalization. We are not interested in being part of a mega region. We are Bastrop. We are Lockhart. We are Hutto. We are Dripping Springs. We are our own individual human beings. We will not be consensusized. We will not allow ourselves to be regionalized. We are not playing the game. You know what? In the Nazi era, they had the Nuremberg principles, right? Remember the Nuremberg trials? They came out with Nuremberg principles. What was that? Going along, you get along. Ain't gonna fly. I was just following orders. No, not anymore. We are not going to allow this. So, you don't contribute, you don't use your time and your effort and your energy, you remove elected officials, you also lean on your elected officials, anyone who will agree with you, to remove these plans. You want to remove the word sustainability? You want to listen, nobody knows what sustainability means. It's a catch-all for whatever they want to do to you. You remove that. Smart growth. You don't want that. Get that out of your plans. Get that out of your comprehensive plan. No smart growth. Why? You don't want it zoned just for smart growth. You can't do anything else. Okay? Refuse those federal grants. Go ahead. Do it. That's right. You know what? When your elected officials are turning down that money, that's big money. You've got to be there. You say, we are with you. We support you. We don't want that money. We're not taking those Partnership for Sustainable Communities grants. We don't want that money. Keep your money. We don't want it. We don't want C-scope. We don't want C-scope. I don't care if you don't have kids in that school. You get out there with your signs. You get out there. You make this a media event. Texas does not want Common Core. We do not want standardization of systems. We refuse. Okay, this is it. You can do this. So, we are all participating. I have 20 pages in the back of my book on what you can do. You need to do it. Whatever you're doing now, you need to do more. Knowing is not enough. We need to share the information. We need to raise awareness. 2013 is going to be the year of critical awareness for our nation. We are reaching that point where people understand and know. Everyone knows there's something wrong. What they don't know is what it is. They see all these separate things and they think they're unrelated. They are not. You are going to assist in making sure that people understand that all of this is connected. There is a large global plan to control every aspect of your life. And this is it. We will not be controlled. We will not go along to get along. We will prevail. We will prevail. And we will do it while we are alive. This is our time. Let's do it. Rosa, Koire. Thank you.
We're going to do a Q&A, and I think we've got a microphone set up out here. Did you guys know we've got a group of people outside the lawn that didn't get to come in here? Why don't we all say hello?
Hey! Thank you so much. I hope you're not cold out there. Thank you. Oh, no, let's see. We drag this thing out of the way. Or...
So, this is how the Q&A is going to work.
That's bad.
It's on a platform.
Sorry.
Anyway, we're going to get set up for Q&A. We would appreciate some donations, and there are some little plastic bottles that are being passed around to kind of help defray some costs.
It's like a boat.
I also want to remind you that there are books out front.
Yes, get a book. Get 10 books. You know what? The state of Washington, one of the state representatives just bought 147 books for all the state representatives in Washington State. That's cool, huh?
Someone invite Jim and Barry, come on out.
Yeah.
I bet we have some C-scope questions.
Absolutely.
I thought that was Chikari. Yeah,
Charles, be sure to go to the White House website.
Thank you.
That's www.whitehouse.gov/press office 2012-03-16.
I'm Gary.
Executive Order National Defense Resources Preparedness. I want you to go read it carefully because the two things I want to pull out, it's a long jury document. But number one, guess who's in charge of your water resources, which is interpreted everything on your water. Runoff, wells, streams, anything on your property. Guess who's in charge of that, according to this executive order? The Department of Defense. Now, here's the thing that also bothered me, is that in here you're going to read that these contingency plans have been around for a long time. Okay, and you're going back to World War II, maybe even before. But in this one, there's a slight change. It's always been in case of war. Well, a few years ago, they kind of dropped the war and they just kind of said in case of any national emergency. Well, this one says in national emergency or peacetime. So now they're going to come grab anything they can. Y'all better start waking up and go wake up your neighbors.
That's right.
Okay, we've got some people who'd like to ask some questions. Give us your name, where you're from, and who you'd like to ask the question.
You don't have to give your name if you don't want.
Is it my time? Okay. My name is John Rosa. I'm a veteran. My website is constitution.org, where you can find solutions to many of the things that we've been discussing this evening. I spent a couple of years in Washington on Capitol Hill working with members of Congress, where I got insight into what was really going on in this country. Next year, I will be a candidate for the United States Senate. my agenda is the Constitution.
Okay, does anyone have a question?
Yes, my name is Mary Anderson. I'm with Truth Seekers. I was also with Texans Against Tolls. And a bunch of us in this area have been working on this stuff for a long, long time. Some of us, our parents told us about this back in the 60s. They said it would happen. And they were trying to warn us about it. We didn't really know if we called it Gen 21. And then it occurred to us, uh-oh, that's what they were telling us about. So they wanted to, our parents told us they wanted to impose a feudal system on us. And that we'd have to fight it. So, okay, we have done things like try to get elected officials out of office, new people in. They would promise us what they were going to do. We no more get them in there, they turn.
Yeah.
And now our voting machines don't work because there are all these electronic voting machines. And they have only, for example, on the Campbell board now, is getting to be full of people that are not elected officials. These are all appointed people. We don't have any luck going to our neighborhood people, and we get that tinfoil hat thing all the time.
Yeah.
But we are, we've got Alex, but I mean, he doesn't do local stuff much anymore. And we do have some local groups, but we have just really worked ourselves to the bone on it. A whole lot of us have. A lot of us are out of money, out of energy, out of time. We're split off in so many directions, like, for example, right around here, they're fighting for water. Then Kirk Watson wants to put these new toll roads in. I mean, it's just, and the smart meters aren't working in our homes. And now we're hit with this thing about the education system. And by the way, okay, so the question is, what do we do about that? And when I sit down, we'd also like to know who was that state representative that bought those books for people.
Well, that was in Washington State.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and actually, books have been purchased for all the sheriffs in the state of California.
Okay.
And there was a sheriff's project, I don't know how that's going, but getting the book to every sheriff in the U.S., which I think would be good, going for sheriffs on board. One thing definitely, this is true, we get burned out, we get exhausted. You need to remember to take care of yourself. And also what you want to do is focus in on what it is you're working on and assist others in focusing in on what they're working on. Obviously, what happens is when people get elected, they actually take these elected